Well, gang, I think we're back. Anybody who was hanging out definitely left. That sucks. I wonder if I can sue the fucking city of New York's internet fuckheads. Because that is some dog water. Thank you. I gotta flip this. There we go. Alright, let's see. I guess we'll try and get right back into it. Stupid internet. Internet being all stupid. That's also why I'm trying to these motherfuckers. I don't even think that it's moving it, but goddamn goopy mover. Goopy mover like a goofy goober. I don't like having to use my hand to open it. So you just have a couple more specs to do here. Yep, and then it got way too fucking bright. Almost said I was done with this guy, but I forget that this one hand is pox galore. Galore, pox galore. One down. Infinity to go. Yeah, I don't think I can sit on this, even though I really want to. Because it just, my legs. My legs. Really excited for this new little dust to show up. Should be here in the next day or so. Should be up and running by Monday with my new stream setup. Should be sick. If I have another little internet outage, I may call it for the day. We'll see. Not trying to rage quit, but gold darn. I actually think a little bit bigger brush might be okay. This guy, oh, a 000? Yeah, maybe that's the move, huh? Dude, I really wish this 00 was good, but I think I fucked it somehow. Got shit stuck in the tip of it. And that's really where a little brush cleaner could go a long way, but let's try this again. See if this picks up the. Sure.
Foxy, come here. Come here.
It's my wife taking out the pup.
Foxy, come. Come.
He's like, "Why? I'm hanging out with Dad. We're doing cool shit in here."
Foxy, come.
Did you get him?
Yeah.
Have a good walk, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why I have all these over here. I also have a really cool drone to paint for my guy Ed Resin. And I think that I'm gonna try and get the materials to get that set up this week. And wow. Guess that's what happens when you're painting Nurgle. Ew. Yeah, the thing that I don't love about, like, there's no battalions anymore, right? Like, so my Puscoils don't have their cool, like, drop from space shit. The one that really makes me sad is one of the reasons why I wanted to do the Plague Rats was because I wanted something that, um, I wanted I wanted 4 catapult the full catapult destroyer line. 4 sick ass catapults. And they really only became even kind of playable. This is kind of playable. Not like they became good. Not like they were B tier. They became like, oh, they might do a thing in the battalion. Other than in that battalion, the like plague throwers are 100% dog water. They're so bad. They're so fucking bad. You get one shot on like a 4-up. And sure, they're decent on hordes. Like if you manage to roll the 4-up, like they'll do. It should literally be like 2d6 hits that you get to roll, not this like you roll one time and then it does all the damage. Because then it becomes just such a game. I mean, it's a gamble. You are playing Warhammer Las Vegas. Which again can be fun. Don't get me wrong. I shouldn't take too much away from that. Like, I think Vegas, the Warhammer experience, there's elements of that can be fun. Like Gits should. That's what Gits really should be. Really should be. Real, honestly, at the end of the day, Gits should be Warhammer, the Las Vegas experience, and like really lean into it, where like, and not just on the like Git spam, but riders need to be good. Boingrop Bounders, Squig Hoppas, they should be good and reliable-ish, right? And I know I've already had this discussion on stream. We've already talked. I Hate Twitch and I went off on a whole like I don't get how you get such an unreliable like war scroll and your damage is not silly. Right, I don't understand how the war scroll is so incredibly unreliable, and it's not like just doing stupid damage whenever it lands. Like if you make a, it should be like if you ran and charged. If you run and charge, which is a thing they can do, and you make the charge, each squig does d6 mortal wounds. That's like, dude, that's insane. And it's like, yeah, but it's like really easy to get them caught out. Like your movement is variable, your charge is variable. Like the enemy player, your opponent, the enemy player, can do a really good job of mitigating your ability to get a charge off when your movement and your charge is a variable statistic. Which means if you get those, either you gamble and you roll real good and you smash in like a wrecking ball. Like, either that's the case, or like you tried and died. Tried and failed? No, tried and died. Like, you hung it out there. You were like, I'm going for the big wham, big doubles, no whams. And like, you get fucking booty stomped. You know, like, it just doesn't. You just don't. It just doesn't happen. And now you're like oot and exposed for that counter charge. And they should be super glass cannony. Like, they should die the turn after they charge into a unit anyway. So like, they should be doing fuck smash damage, especially now that a motherfucker can just like shoot them as they come in. Like, dude, they're fucking horrible ass useless. Rules designed for Stormcast and all elves. Everyone else can go suck infinite ween dogs. Like, dude, come on, GW. What do you mean you don't have a shooting unit that can... A unit that's cavalry and shooting and a beat stick in combat and... What do you mean you don't have those? You are not the all-superior elf? Bummer, my dog. Why not? That's just so unfortunate. It's just so unfortunate you don't have all those tools in a single unit to be able to do some of those things. And right, it's not always the case, and there's strategies in place to be made. I'm definitely running hyperbole here, but it still is just like, it's a little bit of a feels bad, my guys. But it doesn't seem to matter too much, does it? Doesn't seem to matter too much. And I'm not even 100% sure what this list looks like at the present time. I have a good idea, but like, I actually think you can use Nurglings. I think there's some interesting tech for Nurglings and Blight Kings in the Munificent Wanderers. And you're like, well, Blight Kings aren't demons. And it's like, totally. But they still have this great... I'm not trying to have them do damage. I'm trying to just, like, not have anybody chew through their wounds. And if you put some Nurglings beside them, they get the no rend bonus. Like, the enemy doesn't have rend. So they still they'll still benefit from that. I'm trying to still figure out what actually turns into my beat stick. Because I don't know 100%. The Great Unclean one, I don't know. I think Boyle's got, plus Goyle's got stonks, but they really need to be in, from what I've seen and what makes sense, you know, a unit of 4 Pusgoyle Blightlords is the Stonker. And so that would be I think you send them out. And have 2 home bases behind them, I think is the move. I mean, obviously now we're looking at like what all the, we're going to have to look at like what each of the scenarios are too, and how you really think you should play a scenario. And I want to really do a show like that. And I am a little excited too about some Tzeentch coming in, because I think they're pretty decent too. Even the Mortals, like, yeah, Smith and I were talking last night, right? Like, Tzeentch demons are stupid. They're so fucking good, it's dumb. Like, I was talking about it yesterday when I was sort of doing a little list build. Like, it's too easy to just get free points, which is part of sort of the, like, you're gonna get swamped out because it's just not, there's a level of it just not being, like, fair, basically. Like, you're not playing the same game. Like, we're talking about summons already being, like, interestingly powerful because it's free points, and it's like, sure, that's built into your army. Absolutely. You get to summon things. Okay. Right. But on top of just getting to summon things, you're going to get to, with a Gaunt Summoner, and I'm drawing a blank on the name of the one. Oh, fuck, man. It's not like me to not remember things. The one host that lets you just get screamers, right? Once a battle, you get screamers. Like, that's outside of like the summoning mechanic in the army, that's 2 free units. Dude, how do you begin to like mitigate some of that as an opponent? Like, man, I only get 2,000 points. How the fuck? And I mean, it actually seems completely broken to me in 1,000 points to be able to do that. Right? Because you could do that in 1,000 points. It doesn't say, like, you get less of these in 1,000 points. Like, a Gaunt Summoner still straight up summons in a unit of 10. Doesn't matter if it's 1,000 points, if you were somehow playing 500 points, you take half your points in a Gaunt Summoner, and then you just straight up bring another fucking unit with you. Like, that's why it's so fucking good. And the demons do really interesting shit, and I'm actually really interested. You know, we talked about this shooting thing yesterday, and I didn't get to flesh out the rest of the idea because of ADD and shit. But, you know, it's like, is shooting sort of good or whatever? Like, yes, we're in the shooting meta, but, like, does that mean it needs to be, like, high elf long bomb shots? I think that unit... Hey, Ooga Boogs, Pep G. Missed you last night on the stream, my guy. We had a lot of the usuals in there. And I know it's like, was literally probably super early in the morning for you, honestly. Different background. Yeah, I turned it. I'm trying a new setup so I can paint a little better now. I have a new desk coming this week. Actually, it should be here like maybe today. Definitely tomorrow. So by Monday, when you guys all see me Monday, it'll be a straight up different. I'll be back to the brick, but I'll be streaming off a different platform. I meant a literal platform, not like a digital platform. And I'm also, it's like really warm here right now, so I'm also trying to pipe in some AC, which is why the back door is cracked. But yeah, I'm trying to get these PBs done, because over the next week, because I am a little worried about the Delta variant here in New York shutting things down. I think I'm going to try and get the PBs done, and I think I'm going to try and go battle our store owner, the operator here in New York. I'm going to be like, listen here, bro. Yeah, I woke up, saw you streaming, and by the time I had breakfast, you were gone. Oh, damn, you should have just said something. Been like, bro, damn. I knew it was going to be super early. I was actually hoping you were going to be able to pop in, because we were actually going pretty late, guy. We were late. It was late for me. But Falcao, what's up? Guten Morgen, if that's applicable. Maybe it's evening. I don't know where you are. Just getting some orange done on my PBs. They look like kind of Nickelodeon boys. Or girls, you know. I, for some reason, always think of PBs as like masculine because they're just like dirty. It's about noon. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. It's noon here. I'm out of New York City. So it's just after noon here. But I'm trying to get these PBs done because I want to try and go get at least a game in before we like lock down again or something, man. And I don't know if we actually are, but I gotta. It's been too long. It's been too long. And I probably would have tried to get some kill team in or something, but you know we're on the verge of all the new rules and everything, so kind of changing there. Plague Bearers. Plague Bears. That's what these are. Oh, cool. Think about getting into it. Ask away. So these are Plague Bearers. They are the demon manifestation of the god of basically entropy and like decay, who's called Nurgle. I am a pretty big Nurgle player. I played in both. There's two different worlds, right? There's AOS, which is basically fantasy, and then there is 40K, which is in the 41st millennium, super future. And this is a guy from AOS. This is like a fantasy hero, right? He's got his sword and his hammer, and he's got all these maggots spilling out of him. He's a big chungy boy. And sometimes it's hard to get him in the camera good because there's a lot of he has a lot of gloss on him to look like wet and gross, and it kind of shines off. But he's cool. This thing is a head to something much larger, who's basically the manifestation of the god. Now, normally Nurgle, everything, I'll do a little zoom out here. I'm painting them a little differently. Normally they would, people would most likely paint them green. I did mine in like pinks. This is my great unclean one. He's, again, like the manifestation of the plague god. This guy's almost done. He's in the final throes of his existence. Here's the back here. Grossy. So I play some Grossy Gross. Getting a whole bunch of these. I have a whole bunch of these Plague Bears to get painted up, which is what I'm working on today. And then in the 41st millennium, there's like Nurgle stuff like this, which is like a demon engine. So it's like a demon that's been strapped to technology. So this guy's got rockets and a melt-a-gun, which pierces armor. The AOS fantasy universe is... I mean, I could show you some other models, too. They're so white and in the light, you can't even see. They're basically flying like demon elves. Good morning, my guy. The Goo Man group. Yeah, Nurgle is the Goo Man group. So I want to 3D model rather than paint them. My skills lean more towards modeling monsters, though. I would need to go with Nurgle for monsters. From what I've seen, most of Warhammer is human. So, not Nurgle. Just look at Chaos, the demons. Ooh, were you in Bitterbrush's chat by any chance? Chaos of Tons of Demons, yeah. Demons and monsters, like that vein, is all chaos, right? So there's 4 chaos gods. There's like, Nurgle is like gross, entropy... Yeah, I remember you in Bitterbrush's stream. Yeah, totally. You were talking about the sculpt. I remember the eye, the like soft, hunchy eye. Yeah, and AOS. But again, AOS, the Chaos Gods have the most like monster, like straight up grotesque, whatever your imagination. Tzeentch is another one of the gods, and he's actually kind of like the god of deception, duplicity, and most of all, change. Like knowledge and change. Hunchy, yeah, Dickbird. The soft, hunchy-eyed Dickbird. I love that. That's so good. Dickbird's great. Or hell, D&D minis. Totally free. D&D isn't bad. But yeah, you could do a lot of, again, sort of the demon... sculpting. I'm going to try and squinch my camera down a little bit here. Yeah, and I mean, what I saw from you would really go into either Nurgle or Tzeentch. Even though they are opposing gods, there is a level of like... Let me see if I have another Tzeentch demon here. I know I do. So these are the Nurgle demons. A Tzeentch demon, yeah, is more like this. So it's got like this weird bird beak. It's got like a lot of flames on a staff. As you can see, it has like 3 arms and like long limbs. It's like a very strange creature. Tzeentch has a lot of like very, very weird creatures. Very, very weird. Very weird creatures? Wait a minute. How do I spell that? You know, that is a very good question on how do you spell that. I totally understand. Um, no, yeah, no, your audio didn't drop. I'm trying to get some EQs here as I like move around. Um, Let me go here. Yep, Tzeentch, Peppa G's got you. The Peppa GG, I was about to type that in, thank you. TZ, except there's another T. It's NNTCH, I believe. TZEENTNTCH. Yeah, is Tzeentch. Tzeentch. Anyway, yeah, they are like crazy lords of change and just creatures are always mutating in their presence. So that might be something that is like a direction you can / want to go. What's making you so curious in the universe? I mean, it is a great universe. Yeah, of course. I've also found that on the internet, if I go TZEEE, it's gonna take me to Tzeentch. Honestly, the Twitch community, dude, we have a great community in Warhammer. Shite. Fix that. So I get that, and I see that. And man, if you're sculpting all your own shit, then most of us, the angsty part of our hobby is actually sort of our relationship with the parent company. So you might be subverting some of that, just like going around, skipping around the usual problem, which is kind of cool. They are on a major IP lockdown right now, so there's parallel brands out there that basically make stuff for Warhammer. You just can't call it anything that has been called it by Warhammer, by Games Workshop, the company, because they are on a fucking IP tear right now. They're like, oh, you farted in Imperial? Sued. So, I mean, that seems to be the path they're on right now. So they're just really locking down all their IP, man. They've always sort of been on that, but they literally just put out a big post. It should be easy to find, man, about they're like, yep, nobody can do any content creators doing shit without our permission. Like, fuck you. And I mean, I will say a huge part of our community as well just sort of was like, fuck you back. Like, dude, we make your shit. Like, we are your universe. You're gonna tell us to like stop doing shit? Fuck you, dude. But they're on a pretty solid IP, right? Like they spell demons Daemons, so like daemons, just like elves are not the classic like ELV. It's AELVE, like A-elves. So you can't use A-elves without, that's their IP. They'll fucking sue you for that shit. Dwarves aren't dwarves, they're dwarden. They own like Space Marine and Tyranid and you can't straight up own like Spacebug, right? Like you can't own the idea of Spacebug because it's too fucking generic. That'd be like, I own fish people. It's like, motherfucker, you can't. You can't do that. Damon's is a classic spelling of it. People. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is the classic spelling. Same with I'm trying to think of a couple other things that they fucked with where it's like they've sort of leaned into maybe like the Greek of it is the best way to say it. But yeah, GW is on a whole new like level of manhunt right now. So don't let it scare you away. I know other people in even like the 3D printing world that have gotten cease and desist and like they have on that particular product, but they've like changed directions elsewhere. And again, as long as you're not naming it the same thing, like you can name it like let's say you were doing the Nurgle for fun, and this is just a good example, right? Like I got IP guidelines pulled up, and I'm looking over. Okay, cool. So like, let's say you were making like these are Chaos Space Marines. They're Death Guard, so they're Nurgle worshipping Chaos Space Marines. You can just call them like gross armor boys. I mean, honestly, and though any of us in the community are gonna know exactly what they are. You know what I mean? Egyptian space guys, dude, Thousand Suns, right? Like we get the lingo. Like once you're in the community and like understand kind of what's happening in the universe, it's very easy to like say another like gross demons spelled the other way. I know it's a plague bearer. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I'm not gonna be like, what? I don't know where to find this. Like, but like I said, G Dubs is definitely on a fucking IP tear. So, and they did just literally. LOL. I have to understand the universe before I start tossing around. It's like, oh no, for sure, 100%. That's what I was saying. Once you get to know the universe. And that's like it's pretty osmotic too. If you just start hanging out, like if you just go on their site too and just start like, dude, just click on every army, just like go around, just like look at all this shit. It actually is very straightforward, like what kind of shit is if you've at all fucked in like a fantasy type universe, it's gonna. I mean, they literally really stole all of their IP from public domain and shit in the 80s and then really worked to like put their own fucking spin on it enough to then be able to put IP to it. It's sort of fucking laughable that they're so hyper on their own IP, and it's like, dude, you motherfuckers stole Dune, you motherfuckers stole Aliens, you motherfucker. Yeah, tabletop Disney 100%, dude. That is exactly the correct analogy. That is exactly what they fucking did. They were Disney. They were like, oh, this is all public domain. Okay, now we need to shut it down. Shut down public domain. Like, we stole everything from public domain, and now nobody can have public domain anymore because we would become public domain because of how we ran it. Yeah, dude, exactly that shit. Which Meph and I were talking about last night on stream for sure. But yeah, totally Disney of like the fantasy tabletop universe. Nailed it. You nailed it, buddy. Fucking guys. The fucking guys. Oh yeah, very contradictory, dude. Oh yeah, when they're like, well, you can use our stuff if you're like shouting us out, but like for freezies. But like if you're actually like doing a thing or if you make any money on it, then fuck you guys. Like they want us to give them free shit. They'll take that all day. There's leniency for that. But as soon as anyone were to be able to monetize it besides them, fuck you, shut it down, I'll kill you. And that's where the community is like so fucking pissed. Is it's like, fuck you guys. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, you either lock it down, and then you guys are responsible for a generation of everything, or you open it up so we can all be involved, and that is obviously not the fucking case. Okay, hello, yeah, I upset people enough to get more people put in Facebook jail. Yeah, I'm such a troll to anti-vax crazy. Of course, Freed. We know you're just I don't even want to say a public menace, because you're actually very helpful. You're like a vigilante. If what I'm making isn't name something with their name, doesn't look like their stuff, doesn't use their logo, then they have no claim. Oh yeah, totally. Totally. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is like, and they do have a couple of things on types of likenesses, but again, it's more so to like try and scare people away than them actually being able to lean into some of it. And there's a ton of third party like model makers, bits makers that, like I said, they're making them for Warhammer, like to play the Warhammer game in the Warhammer universe. But like, GW can't come after him because it's just like Gross Spaceman. Like, you can't fucking own Gross Spaceman. And some guy in like heavy armor in space with a space rifle. Dude, fuck off. As long as I don't call it like a heavy bolter, you can't fucking do shit all about it. So yes, that is the landscape with which you are currently toying with entering. But I mean, it's a cool community, and honestly, there's a lot of things that GW does wrong. There's also a lot of stuff they do right, which is why there's a fucking ton of us here. And you also have to remember that, like, at the end of the day, they're a business. Like, they're a Western fucking business. To think that they're not trying to just do business is fucking stupid of us, not them. They're not a fucking charity. They're not here for the feels goods. And after about 93, they could give a fuck dick shit less about the actual community. All they care about the community is it making them money. There are a ton of novels, so they would, check out Black Library. Yeah, Black Library is great. I currently don't even know how I would get started with selling them, so this is all cart before the horse. Okay, so selling stuff, I don't know if you've checked out things like Patreon. I do like business development and that kind of stuff. You can check out something like Patreon. Also, Kickstarter is like, both of those things are pretty prevalent in our community as to, being able to be like, hey, these are things that I can or will, like, you could make one of like Dick Bird and be like, like gross guy, because that could also be a Beast of Chaos. I'll show you here in a second one. And mine's actually a Beast of Nurgle, obviously, because I play Nurgle. But there are also just like mutated Beasts of Chaos. And so you could do like, Demon Beast. They don't own Demon Beast. We would know that it's the Beast of Chaos. Let me show you here. Kickstarter. However much you think each one of those, check out Black Library. Dick Bird name still makes it. Yeah, dude. Dick Bird. This is, I guess I gotta zoom the camera out real quick. This is my Beast of Nurgle. Her name is Margaret. I fucking love her. That's my dog. This is Margaret. Eyes and squiggles and wiggles and shit. So like, just to show you, like, we could proxy in Dick Bird for something like that, right? Like, pretty fucking easily. And really what's interesting about Warhammer is it's really, honestly, among everything other than going to a Warhammer tournament, like a Warhammer, the Games Workshop sponsored tournament, as long as it's on the right base, it's like good to go. Totally. And I mean, I'm not a good enough green stuff like sculptor to like change that shit. I could probably fucks with some of it, but like that's not my wheelhouse, right? My wheelhouse is painting. My wheelhouse is a lot of like knowledge in the game, some lore. Like that's how I interact with the universe, right? That's the name of the show is the Fat Middle because when we talk about game design, right, you have about 5 to 10% in any game who is in the hyper competitive like space, um, and then you have about 30% that are like so fucking casual they just like whatever, I just like buy a model every now and then and paint that shit and it's like whatever. And then you have the fat middle which is like I want to play the game, I want to paint my shit, I want to do some sculpting, I care about like I care about a little bit of all of it but not enough to like fucking blow a nut over. That's just one example though. Mine would probably look even wouldn't even look similar. Yeah, totally. I have none of the painting skill, dude. And that's also part of like what makes the community go around, right? Is like the number of times I've seen guys like that somebody will sculpt the model, ship it to somebody else to paint it, and you know, and then it may go to some other commissioned army to go play in a tournament, you know. So it's like gone through 3 different hands before it's like found its home, um, which I think is really cool, you know. And there's a lot of again scour the Warhammer site, see what kind of other either armies or like scenes you know may lend itself to your particular inclination of sculpting and like monsters and sort of like that kind of stuff, like what um monster wise like what you want to do, you know what I mean. um Also I think D&D, the D&D community, excuse me, I was up kind of late last night. The D&D community I think also has a need for like specific monster sculptors. I don't know how long it takes you to do this and like what you're asking for kind of price wise and whatever, you know. And I don't, you may have not even like searched through that yourself and I totally get that because like you said you're very embryonic in this. And this, sorry, I didn't mean to fully derail the stream. I mean, how did you what does my stream say? I'm fucking painting. I'm still, you haven't, I mean, I sat back because like sometimes being hunched over like a fucking troll is a little uncomfortable. But you haven't derailed shit, man. Thanks for showing up. I can tell you fuck off. I don't care. That is not. I'm trying to help somebody who's interested in the hobby though. That's what I'm about. Okay, you thought about D&D and you didn't do D&D because pizza. Because I will say you do need a decent amount of models, right, to like do Warhammer. It's like units of between 5 and 30 usually, depending on the army. Like these plague bearers is 30. I have 30 fucking plague bearers. Because you used to, it's actually changed. You used to get certain buffs from being able to, like, from running 30. Less of a tight-knit community, totally. Okay, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but I think D&D is more mainstream. It is now. D&D is way more mainstream. Less of a tight-knit community, which means people would be more... open shit on my creations rather than offering constructive criticism. Oh, for D&D. Yeah, for sure. And I understand that sentiment absolutely. I think yeah, isn't it crazy that like we just said that D&D is more mainstream? Dude, people would have laughed at us had we said that like 10 years. Dude, 10 years ago when I was playing D&D way more, like people would have fucking laughed in my face if I was like D&D will be mainstream. They're like, "Whatever, fucking nerd." It's like, "Yeah, dude. Your fucking sports ball is fucking played out." I think my skill level is on par with most of these models, but this is one way to get my skill level there. Yeah, I love that. So, you know, it's going to be bad. So you say going to be bad too, but I think choosing what is the target of like your sort of like a muse and that sort of stuff, like I think there's something to be um, considered as to what you're trying to zone in on. I have a Discord. You feel free to go there and throw some of your stuff in there. Um, it's a pretty tight Discord. There's not a ton of us in there, but I remember seeing the stuff on Bitterbrush. But I'd love to get some of your work up on my Discord so people can see it. If you want to throw like good old fucking Dick Bird up on there. Up on there. Throw up on there. What's crazy with these fucking boils I'm painting all orange is then I have to go back and do the whole thing again with the orange wash, and then I do it again with yellow, and then white. Why am I such a masochist when it comes to this shit? Just like, no, I won't do this kind of dumb shit again. Boom, here I am. No, I'm not going to play a Horde army. Boom, here I am. Like, you know what's the easiest thing in the world to paint and play? Goddamn Space Marines. Need like 3 fucking colors. I will hydrate. 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 With my awesome water bottle. There's meth. There's my little Pride. Chugboat, tugboat. A Smammich. Smammich. I got Ruth. Little Vans. Are you sure I have hundreds of rendered? I usually try to only post one of them. Came up during a conversation. Yeah, maybe don't throw 100 in there. I can also throw up another channel in there. Let me get my Discord up. Let me go to Discord. You went so long. Yeah, dude. I did. I just jumped into Discord. Let's go. Universe portal. Sure, I just don't think I have necessarily... Oh, I guess minis. You could put it in there. Let me make another common ground channel here really quick. I'm going to call it Other Art. So post as much as you want, honestly, in Other Art. If you want to jump 100 files in Other Art, like, fucking feel free, dude. That's no sweat. Because as of right now, I have a pretty sectioned office, just like fluff, crunch, you know, particular game systems within the Warhammer universe as well. But yeah, feel free to chuck a ton of shit in there, my guy. Yeah, and I'm just painting orange. It's like fucking Nickelodeon over in this bitch. It's fucking shit, dog. I do love where these plague bearers went, though. Man, so cool. So cool. I think I got some sick colors and some interesting sort of shifts compared to what most PBs are. One sec, I know something populated. Oh, just... Yeah, there's the Discord link. Disquad. Disquad? So I had Meph on last night. Thanks for hanging out, Freed, and his show's really good. I mean, that's what he does is like rants, man. It's great. It's literally called Rantcast. And he was a big Magic player. I mean, he literally put down the down payment on the house he's in now is from winning a Magic tournament. So, and then he like got out of the game and like really shifted to AOS. So that's cool. Because the community, I mean, you're right in recognizing that community. Follicle, like it's just it's a special fucking group. So not wrong there. Doodly doo, painting a lot of orange, doodly doo. Painting orange. And it really does. It changes. It adds some depth. I was gonna go with yellow, and then I did yellow sort of as their color scheme for like armor and stuff like that, which is hilarious because almost none of it's on plague bearers. There's a couple like standards that will have some yellow, but like as a none of the demons will actually have yellow, which is what I actually find hilarious. But I think I'm doing a little bit more of a transition to some brown armor for my Nurgle, which I'm about. And then, again, you can see my demons are in the, like, reddish purple. I sort of like it as, like, a rotten flesh a little bit. Like, an inflamed is what I'm trying to say. So, that's gross. And I really love the gradient I've gotten on their... I don't know if I can get this to focus on this nincompoop's face. On his, like, horn and shit is really cool. Cool. Lurk away. Lurk, be the lurk that you are. Lurking. I think that's such an interesting concept to me too, like a lurk. Like what? How? Where did we get here? How did we get here as something that we do as humans? Like I go onto the internet and like participate in a thing, and I can like ambiently do that by like lurking. It's really cool. I mean, it's just so right when we talk about how mostly how we operate in the world right now is like an homage to the concept of an iteration of some type of idea. Like we are so far abstract from like what actually is. It's crazy. Like eBay's slogan, "Happy hunting." You know, like I think that's eBay's. It used to be. Hunting? The last time you motherfuckers went hunting. You know, I grew up doing some of that as a kid in Montana, but like, it's Montana, dude. I haven't been hunting in like a flargin' decade. Like, I ain't no hunter, brah. I can, but I am not one. You know? I'm gonna go check some of those sculpts out here in a second. I really am on this final drive of getting a whole bunch of this orange done, and man, is it like it's just an endeavor, dog. It's just a little bit of an endeavor. And right, I put myself here. This is like, it's a little masochistic, right? It's like, do all the dots, motherfucker. But man, does it actually start to look fucking sick. Gross ass bitch. And there were two. Right, and that's also why my Nurgle isn't green, like my contrarian piece. Now, I do like adding the homage of green, the like super neon slime, as any of the fans of the show know. Tesseract is like, I got a fucking boner for that shit. That like neon green. So I'm trying to figure out what color to sort of got like commissioned to paint a drone casing that's frame, and I mean, I'm excited to do it. I just got to figure out really what I want it to look like, and I'm definitely doing some neon colors, and I definitely want some glow in the darks. Because, right, to paint a drone, like, my buddies who do, like, actual drone racing and stuff in California, is really, you would use, I mean, they're going to be using this one that I paint for freestyle droning. It's like its own. Rather, you go do cool tricks and shit, and that's super dope. And it's not the one that you're like running your competitive makeup on, like your competitive shit. So, and I think that's all the ding dongs. Almost. Okay. I think that's all the most recent. How did I miss a couple here? It looks like I tried to get him. It's just like a weird color on him. Okay. So that's all those. Great. Let's go see what our homeboys got here. Clean this brush up a little here. And I'll probably get these inked and then I'll probably call it a day. We'll see. Dude, I can't get these motherfuckers to close right now. Jeez Louise, pepper cheese. It's like not even close, man. I gotta like... Fucking... How? Fuck you, GW, and your goddamn worst. They design their paint caps so bad on purpose. They're like, yeah, but how do we make sure that they have to buy the same color every every 2 weeks? Oh, just make the container they're in dog water. Got you. Ah, the infinity. Dude, and my face cam has been all dumb and shitty. Video capture. Okay, dokie. Yeah, there I am. It's me, the guy. I had to like fix this motherfucker so many piece of shit times. Zoop. Whoop. Pow. Kapow, I'm back. And just like that, I'm fucking back. Oh wait, that's not what I want to do. I need to go to Discord. Oh shit, this guy. Awkward. Okay, totally. There's Dickbird. And that's why it's Dickbird, because it's in like a... Oh, he did just throw a couple up. That's pretty cool. See, that seems very Zinchian to me. And that actually makes me want to maybe do like a little black Zinch? Maybe. Like oil shit? Maybe. Maybe that is the move. I was on some mute. I just realized that. Motherfucker bitch ass hoe. Oh, stretch a little bit back. Ah. Alright, let me get this orange Zivosh. And the most important piece is this. Okay. My glasses are also sliding off my face. Wow. I made some like jalapeno eggs this morning. Delicious. All right. Damn it. There's still like orange fucking crusty paint in my brush and I don't like that.
You have reached the voicemail box of Kino.
Okay, so I gotta get some of that down and then I come over here and get this guy going. Okay, let's get painting. Bingo, there we go.
The person you're trying to reach is not available right now.
But yeah, you gotta like lay it in there.
If you need further assistance,
Let it like
enter pound now.
let it like swim about a little bit. That's like the point of it, is to just like give it a little extra. Give it the like
Please leave your name,
a little bit of kind of swirly texture. Right, because there's always like the area around the thing that's doing the thing too. And that's what this helps to do. It's like that gentle blend of orange, and then it gives the actual sore a little more depth of color as well. And boom. Just like that. quickly pussed out. Bah. Ooh, bah, bah. Nope. See, it just gives it that little extra depth. And it's crazy because then I'll come back and put a little, like, yellow dot on it. And then some of the ones that are big and gnarly, I'll come through and put a white dot. It really does a good job of like blending in the sore, like making it look like it's coming out of the skin. Out of the skin. It's so good. Pox, pox, pox. Doodle, doodle, doodle. Deedle, diddle, doodle. It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor. In this case, it's totally a tumor. Dude, it's just looking so good. Like, I really can't wait to get these out on the field. Something I am looking forward to for sure. Blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. It's gross. Do you want to scream? Yeah, it just like does such a good job of like, again, right in the area, like picking out what, like right around it would be a little bit swolly too. And like, I love that. Oh, so good. Rada 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 rada. Big fan, big fan. Yeah, I love it when I love my own work too, and it's like, oh, that's so dope. Wow, who's the amazing artist that came up with this game? Oh wait, man. Yeah, toot my own horn a little bit. And I do love where those other like plague bearers came from, but man, whatever this is for my PBs is like a very special place. These are the plague bearers we always wanted for sure. Like definitely bright colors. Definitely like a fleshish tone. But not like, I don't know, they're just good. Come on, should we paint plague bearers? Yeah, it's just so good. I just love what it like.
Alright, let's bring that beat down.
It just does what I want it to do. It just looks right. I have returned. Oh man, I forgot I muted the stream. I was wondering why you were so quiet and why no music is. Yeah, you was lurking, dog. bad. Straight fucking bad. Alright. Well, if any of you can hear me... Oh yeah, it's restarted like 6 times. Okay, my internet shit, I'm headed out.